Hey everyone, welcome back to Cloud Consultant YouTube channel. So, if you're managing a MySQL database, you know how critical backups are. But if you could take a backup without any downtime, right? Today we are going to dive into a Percona XtraBackup, the only open source free MySQL hot backup solution that keeps the database running smoothly while securing or taking a backup, right? So this would be a hands-on session on how to install the Percona backup and take the backup from on-prem to AWS managed service called RDS, right? Yeah, let's try understanding what database backup, Percona XtraBackup is, and it further study. Okay, so introduction to Percona XtraBackup. Percona XtraBackup is designed to take the MySQL backup without locking a database. This means that no interruption, no performance slowdown, just fast and secure backup. Why should you use the extra backup, right? Well, there are some reason, its key reason is like it is fast and reliable. Your transition keeps running without disruption. It saves disk space and optimized network bandwidth, right? Plus, it is automatically verified backup and ensure that they are solid. So these are the some key reason, why it's been used in a real time. So this definitely gives a solution where you can take a backup, a huge chunk of backup, and do the restoration in AWS thing. Even if suppose the incremental backup, which gives you benefit of with not losing any database. Yeah, let's understand the key features of the Percona extra backup. So the key features are like it support hot backup for the MySQL compatible solutions, and like you can stream the compression, hot backup, and the streaming and compression is possible using this, and it also offer the encryption for the added security, right? And on that's not all. Percona XtraBackup also allows you to move the table between the servers online, and create the new MySQL replica easily. So uh, it exposes the individual table also when you take the full backup. So for any mission critical applications, Percona also offer the enterprise support plan. Uh, uh, yeah, so for the MySQL support, ensure that the backups are covered and when you need them the most. So this is very much important, and the reason why currently we are chasing, when we plan to modernize and move ourselves from on-prem to cloud, the main thing is the data, right? Database migration is a crucial things compared to all the web services and API. If you are having a financial based database, if you're having a huge chunk of data, right, which need to move to cloud, whether it's RDS, Aurora, right, uh, it's not that easy, right? And there is no such native solutions within a cloud which can be used. We have AWS DMS service, but DMS service will not give you as what we get in the Percona dashboard, Percona backup. So yeah, I think I have the architecture diagram about how you migrate DB from on-prem to AWS, right? So the consider you have a data server running on the corporate data center. That is one server, a machine where you have the MySQL running and or MariaDB database running, right? And it's serving your application. So the plan is to take the backup of this and bring to the AWS. So how it's going to be done? So there's a Percona XtraBackup demo service. This need to be installed on the MySQL box, same server box. It's a very lightweight agent that need to be installed. After that, try running and try taking a backup of your database, complete backup, and this backup need to be moved to your S3 or any other like. So there's two approach, right? If you're having more than 10 TB of database backup, right? So moving to S3 bucket directly over the internet or within site-to-site VPN or direct connect, this would be a one approach. Like you can have uh, site-to-site connection between your on-prem to the AWS environment. You can have direct connection right from between AWS and corporate. So this will make sure that the data which is traveling from on-prem, it will take a less bandwidth, and it will definitely the speed of the backup and restoration in SD bucket will be a fast. So if you're considering the data less than 10 DB of data, I think you can use a simple method of going straight away and syncing this folder backup file from here to AWS SD bucket. Yeah, like using site-to-site VPNs or this. So you can have a site-to-site VPNs between this as a tunnel. So yeah, so this should be our tunnels where you can create and all the buckets will be connected from here. Another approach is like if you're having a more than 10 TB of database, right? Suppose if you have a more than 10 TB of files that need to be uploaded as bucket. So the other approach is to have a snowball edge. So snowball edge, and then will make you sure that your data is getting uploaded in snowball edge, and then you'll have to upload data from. So it's like a device that you have to order and bring to your on-prem and upload the data over there, and from there you can easily move to the S3 bucket. So the moment you get your S3 bucket uploaded over here, right? So all your files are uploaded over here, right? Then in AWS we have a native integration, so you can either restore on RDS, you can restore on Aurora, you can restore on EC2 machine, right? So recommended is to start using Amazon RDS, and if it's supporting the version is supporting the Aurora database, definitely should go ahead with Aurora as well. So the plan is that we'll be taking a backup, pushing that backup to S3 bucket, and from S3 bucket it will be forwarding, will be restoring the entire backup to RDS. So that would be our the demo. Yeah, let's proceed with the demo session. Yeah, so let's jump to the demo session now. So there would be a three steps. S- Step one would be uh, second. So step one would be getting your PX server like Percona XtraBackup to be installed on your MySQL on-prem database. Step two to be on getting your S3 bucket set up in cloud. Step three would be your creating a database. Yep. Let's jump to the AWS console. So I'm logged into the AWS console. We see I have set up one instance of a virtual machine in AWS cloud, which is considered as on-prem, and install the MySQL services on that. So consider this machine is nothing, it's on-prem, and we have created a certain database on that. Okay. So I think it's taking time. So I have already installed a MySQL on this, and also added a couple of database. So I have installed database immediate DB, SQL DB, right, the default one. Let's create one more database and then start replicating this by installing the Percona XtraBackup. So I'll create a database called CompanyDB. It is created. Database CompanyDB has been here created. I'll create a couple of record for employees, like name, position. So yeah, then I'll insert some entries in this table. And I'll create some department for this employees, the table, and add insert the information in this table. Now we have created two separate tables under this database. One is employees and one was department. So we have this information over here. Let's connect to the machine using the client called MySQL Workbench. So I have connected to this my database, which is running on AWS, which is on-prem considered. So we created the company database, right, which is here showing here. Even the DynamoDB database is there, the school database is there. So this entire installation of MySQL on the on-prem and my test lab has been done. I have followed certain documentation on this. Maybe I can just share the link in the chat and the description. So the whole purpose is to copy this database, replicate this database into AWS. We are going to launch the AWS RDS and make sure each and every database table is as it is present over there. Let's head to the installation step. So we will be going to the Percona website and go for the 8.4 latest version. So they have a steps. Installation guide. Let me make this big. I'll use the EM approach because my MySQL is running on Amazon Linux. Now I'll exit. This is my database server. I can show you the. So it's Amazon Linux too. And now let's go ahead and install with a package. So I'll EM package. I can just copy this command. So what it's doing is basically installing the release of Percona software. This I'm doing on the database server. Now we need to enable the repository as well. Okay. And install the Percona. Now the next step is to install the Percona. So steps is pretty simple, like you install that packaging. So after installing it, verify that Percona has been installed successfully with the version command. Yeah, I think I see him there. Now the next step is to take the backup. So we will be going and taking the full backup of my database. Get a full backup. So this is the command where we want to run so this would take a backup, but it need to connect to my, so it will ask for the MySQL database password. Let me first create a folder. So I'll go with the let me just create one backup folder. Then I'll paste this command, replacing the path. Okay, so it says something that I need to pass the connecting the database password and then fail to connect the database. Okay, let me connect to the with the password, using the password. Let's -p for the password. Add the password of database. Currently MySQL unsupported version. This version is can be performed MySQL. Okay, so this is a version glitch. Let's check if we have possibility for this. Yeah, so it suggests that I think we have used the latest version, and our database currently it is running on 8.0 version. So for the compatible, they're saying to use Percona XtraBackup 8.02 for the database. Let's go ahead. I think we'll have to remove the existing one. I'll just write a command, remove. And we try to remove the existing backup. And then after that, we need to, I think it should be removed completely. Let's see. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and install the 8.04 installation guide. 8.04. Select repository. So we'll try to use the same approach to install. First load the repository. It's examining that. Just not. Yes, I think it was an issue with it was not having a latest update of percona-release. So I had to run the command update percona-release, and after that enabling this release repository. The second step was that, and the third step was to install the. So after running that, I think my package is installed. We're able to install the XtraBackup 80 now, and let's try executing the backup command. Okay. So the version is here. List XtraBackup. Take a full backup. Paste. Backup. The location I'm going to use is root. Password should be root -p. Okay, cannot host user password. Connecting the MySQL location as connected. InnoDB archive, and it's error on cannot mkdir. Okay, sorry, I think I made a mistake somewhere. Okay, I had a typo here. This rerun and enter the password. Okay, now it started. Nice. So the backup was pretty small. Let's go ahead to review the backup file from root backup folder. Yeah, I can see all the backups are here. So now the first step is done. Now we'll be proceeding with doing the second step. So the second step would be creating the S3 bucket. Let's go ahead and create the S3 bucket. Come to this section, so that make sure this S3 bucket name should be unique. Otherwise, it won't allow to create any bucket. Not console log create bucket. Yeah. Okay, now we need to upload the files in this bucket. So my bucket name is this property. So for this, we need to say, so this all file has to be pushed in that bucket. So for that, we need to have a permission first of all to this machine. Let's add the permission. STS. Running this command to see whether any permission is there. And, okay, there is no permission, so probably I will create an IAM role and assign to the machine so that it has a permission to access the S3 bucket. So this would be a step to grant your EC2 machine to access the S3 bucket. So my server is this one. It doesn't have any IAM role, so I'm going to assign the IAM role on this. Let's go ahead, create one IAM role. So I'll be using the service EC2 instance to assume that role. Next, S3. I'll give the S3 full permission for now, so that it can connect. Name create. Now let's go ahead and assign to this server security modifying role. We are good. Let's run this command and check whether instance role has been changed. Yeah, so now earlier it was using this default one, now we are using, so this machine will have the permission to access the Percona IAM role, and this IAM role has a permission to access the S3 bucket. So we have given the S3 full access. Now if I run the command AWS, so it should list all the buckets, so it has a permission. Now let me go and run the command the AWS S3 sync. So yeah, I think I'll be using, let me test, this is a sync command, so I'll just use my bucket name first here. Let's copy the bucket name. And then you have your path called, so which path you want to replicate. So I have all my backup file is on this location. I want this to be replicated to sync to S3 bucket. Now let's run this command. It should be giving the region as well. Recursive is not taking, so I think I do. I think in the latest version they have removed this option. So it started uploading. We will review, go and object and review our so all the files are getting reflected here. So step 2 is completed. We'll proceed with the step 3 now. Step 3 is creating the RDS database using this backup file. So we'll go ahead to our RDS. Make sure you are in the same region where you have S3 bucket, create database. So you will have options. So now we will be okay. Before going there, let's go back again. So we have option to restore from S3 bucket. There's a native integration. Click on that. It should take you to the bucket. We have a bucket called Percona restore console. This would be the prefix which folders under which folder you have. So I think we don't have any folder. It is on the root path. So I can just keep it as a blank. I'll be choosing the MySQL version. So it would be 8.20 version, since we have a database with the same version. So make sure if you choose the 8.4 or different version, it will fail to restore, since the engine database files are all are belonging to 8.0 on the on-prem side. Now, so I need to have the IAM role created for S3 bucket. So yeah, let me go to my IAM console, create RDS. So this role will be like assuming I am. No, 1 second. Previous, let me go there. I think they have given the permission here, so let's use that one. Yeah, so this is the assume role that you want. We will create custom trust policy. Next. And then here we will give this S3 bucket should have permission to connect to S3 bucket so that it can download the file and do the restoration. So I think, yeah, so here also they have given the same thing. And pass role, so this thing. Okay. Now, yes, so okay, I will just choose this IAM role here. Select any class that you want that database to be spinned up, whether it's M class or T class. So I'll go ahead with the default M class. This would be on-prem database restore. Admin credential, I can store the credential in S3 bucket. And then yeah, default storage, I can just keep it 200. If you want any other, I can keep it. The rest all configuration, maybe I'll just keep it as a default. I'll make sure this is a public, so that in real scenario it should not be, but I need to log into the server or database server after restore and show you that whether it's connecting. So I don't have any VPN client from my local laptop, so I'll keep this endpoint as a public. So to connect and validate whether the database has been correctly migrated or not. Security group, yes, let's keep it. This should not be default, but I'll just choose something existing one. Yeah, so the list all things should be fine. Enable. I think let's verify again quickly. So database MySQL 8.01 version, IAM has been chosen. This was the most important. Rest below one we can keep it as per your requirement. So I'm going to keep as a default, and then click the hit the database creation. So it is creating now. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to connect, restore the database. Allow us, I think, now it's 5 to 10 minutes. I will be pausing the video. It takes quite time to restore the database. It takes time based on your size as well. So the more size you have, the more time it will take to restore the database. Um, it also gives the credential to which is getting stored in Secret Manager, which you can use to connect to your database after the restore. So I'm just waiting for this to get completed, and I think we are good for the lab. Yeah. I'll pause the video for 5 minutes more and see whether it's completed. Yes, it is complete now, so it is in state of backing up. So generally, whenever the database comes up in RDS, AWS take care of backing up the initial version. So after this, it will be turning into the active state. There are the certain limitations which I want to walk you through about before closing this call. So in this document, if you go to the limitation page 8.4, like if you are using the MySQL version below 8.4 version, which won't be supportable from the Percona XtraBackup. But in case you are using a latest version, which is 8.4 version for the MySQL backup restore, Percona does not support the making backup creating version before 8.4. But yeah, anything which is beyond 8.4 version can be supported smoothly. So yeah, these are certain limitation which doesn't allow to take the old version backup. But I believe if you're matching with the same version, this is very super helpful to migrate the backup. Also, there is an incremental backup as well. Like suppose you have taken up a full backup now and still a database is coming the incremental, right? How to take the incremental backup? So there are command that whatever location which you're defining, we need to specify the command called incremental backup based duty. So make sure that you give the additional the directory which you have given created before. In our case, we used root backup. So use this command, so it will make sure that all your latest incremental backup was also getting dumped down, right? So if you see here, like initially we ran this command and we saw that the backup type was full, and this was the latest LSN of that checkpoint. So after this running this incremental backup, it's tell us like the what was the LSN that it started from. So it started from the one which is got ended in our previous backup, and after that it started taking the incremental backup itself, right? So it doesn't overlap or overwrite the existing one. It start with the existing new backup. So yeah, I think this is good to have. And uh, one thing is, I think the before taking the incremental backup, there is certain component has to be taken care. I haven't tested the incremental backup since in our scenario we don't have a lab to where the database is coming frequently, but only the backup which came up as a smooth. So yeah, I think the database got restored correctly and is available state. And so I'll just paste all the URLs in the chat. Feel free to use this as your backup and restoration. So this is very natively supported for the MySQL version. Anything that you plan to bring to the cloud which is having any issues, use this method to restore the backup. Uh, yeah, you'll get this endpoint, and using the endpoint you can connect to RDS database and do the evaluation. Uh, I think yeah. So this is the end of the video. But if you're looking for a powerful open source MySQL backup solution, Percona XtraBackup is definitely worth to check out. Thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next video. Thank you.